G'day, cheers everyone. Sonia Bernard here, linked by Ink, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I just have to tell you, look how cute this little cup is, okay? My dad, rest his soul, gave me this cup on my 10th birthday. So that makes this cup 44 years old. And it's come all the way from Australia, because I was born and raised in Australia for the first 23 years of my life. So, yeah, and he gave it to me. He said, I'm hot stuff. It's so cute. Oh, that's what should have been on the McDonald's cup before that person sued them. Just kidding. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know. I'm in a good mood today. Yay. I've had some good coffee to start my day. But today is card class day this week. Every other week. Hi, internet. Every other week my internet goes out on me. So every other week, as I was saying, every other week, I was distracted making sure that my video was coming through so I can actually see when I'm going out and everything. Every other week I do a card class, okay? And this week we're going to use the Nature's Sweetness bundle, which is in the mini on page 40, 41, and there's even more all on here, 42, 43. So what I have done this week is cased cards out of the catalog and created them for you, because there are no directions for the cards in the catalog. There's a recipe that might tell you what stamp set was used, what paper, cardstock. Most of this I could just look at and figure it out because I work with these products all day, every day. So these are the cards that we're going to do. So there's a little bit of a watercolor pencil technique here. We're going to use this one. How cute. And I love this one. I changed this one a little bit so we wouldn't waste so much paper, because it did cover it up a lot. And this might be my favorite. Just love it. And this is actually the easiest simple one. So the card class you get for free when you place an order of $40 or more using the host code in the link description by March 6, 2024. Today is leap year day. It is February 29th, 2024. Isn't that crazy? I love it. Okay, so we are using the Lovely and Sweet in the Notes of Nature stamp sets and dies. Now my kits don't come with any stamped images. It'll come with the paper, everything die cut, this awesome ribbon up here. It comes with all the bits. It won't come stamped. There's no stamped images. So it'll come with basic white cardstock or whatever to stamp it on, or the very vanilla here. All that will be included. The stamped images you use. You do not have to use what exactly I've used here. I mean, with this, you're going to have the dies cut out. The dies. So everything except for this little sentiment you'll have. So you can just switch that up with something that you have in your stash at the house. This one, if you don't have this suite, you can use any old stamp set that's kind of got some random images in it, and some any old dies with leaves that you have. Because if you're watching this, I'm assuming a lot of you already have a little bit of a stash when it comes to stamps and dies, okay? So feel free to switch it up. You don't have to go buy the whole suite so you have exactly what I'm using, okay? That is not what you need to do, because the whole suite is going to cost a pretty penny. But you can switch things out that you have at the house and take advantage of the kit that's absolutely free. Now, you get enough to make 8 cards, 2 of each of these 4 designs. So all that cardstock and everything, and it's mailed to you absolutely free when you use that host code in the link below. When you also use that host code, but you go above $50, losing my voice already. When you go above $50, you're going to get a pack of the embellishments. Here they are. There's these cute little Adhesive-Backed Cork Rounds. So you will get a pack of them free for internet, $50 or more purchase using that host code. Now, just say you do want the whole suite, because I think, let's see the price on that. The whole suite collection is $130.75. Well, just say you get the whole suite collection, then you add on a couple of ink pads, and then you look at your total and it's over $150. Get out of my host code. Say, no, I do not want to use that host code. It should give you a little option during checkout. If not, just go back and, you know, place an order under me, Sonia Bernard, and then you will get the rewards for that $150. You'll get 10%. Now, you'll still get this card kit. Just shoot me a quick email or my or a message in Facebook Messenger saying, hey, you know, I placed an order, but I do want your card kit for the Nature's, what's it called? Nature's Sweetness card kit, okay? But that way you get those rewards, and because you place the order, you still get the card kit should you want it. Mail free to your house, okay? Okay, let's get started in just a second. I've got to get organized here. We're using paper from the Nature's Sweetness bundle. You can see this is the paper that I've been chopping up to use. I love it. It's really, really pretty. I can't talk today. Oh my goodness. We're just going to blame it on the leap year. Let's blame it on the leap year. Oh, you know me. If you watch me, you know, I'm a bit of a hot mess. It's just, you know, goes with the territory. Goes with the territory. Okay. We are going to start with this super cute one. And again, you can use any stamp that you have. Now, if you have this bundle, then that's fantastic. Use it. This is the Lovely and Sweet, and we're using this seed pod here. And it's going to be quite simple. And you're going to have a thick basic white card base that is going to be 8.5 by 5.5, and you're going to score that at 4.25. Well, it's already going to be scored when you get the kit. Okay, and then we're going to get this really cute DSP, and you just figure out there's no real up or down, but I always look and find that there's a way that I just prefer when I look at it. So this is 5.25 by 4. There's that beautiful gold that we're going to use in a little bit. And so this will come in your kit. You'll get this DSP. It's so pretty. And if you wanted to, you could color in those flowers and seed pods. Okay, next we are going to put, oh, well, the seed pod is running down that way, so I may have put it upside down, but we're going to cover a lot of this anyway. So next we've got this really cute gold faux leather ribbon. It's not so much ribbon, it's more like string, but this is where we're going to have to get our mini glue dots. This is how I did this. And I just started with a mini glue dot and popped it down here, and then I did big circle. Now this does have gold on one side and not gold on the other side, so just make sure, oh no, I lie, it's got gold on both sides. I'm going to need my glasses on here. Oh, you know, you get to that certain age. I also have astigmatism, so, oh, that's so funny. Okay, so I am going to put that a little bit more up to the top. Now, you can just use your scissors to pull off a glue dot if you like this. And you could just stick the glue dot down and then bring it around. I want to kind of make it go all the way to the edge there. Come all the way around. But it's going to move on you, okay? So you're going to get more glue dots. And we're going to put one up here. Get on there. Just mess with it until you get it where you want it, okay? And then we'll put one here. Now once we put our stuff on top of here, it'll kind of hold it down a little better. So we'll just keep going round. And it doesn't have to be exactly the same. Like I've noticed this one is going more of an egg shape. I guess we're getting ready for Easter here. So don't ever worry about perfection in crafting. That is not a focus that we should be looking at. Creativity has no boundaries, okay? It doesn't have, you know, there'll be some people say, oh, this is the rule, but how can beauty have a boundary, honestly? And they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So if you're happy with it and you like the look of it, then you do it, okay? Next, we're going to get our shaded spruce piece of cardstock, and this is 3 by 3.5. And then we're going to get basic white cardstock, and it's going to be exactly the same, 3 by 3.5. And then we're going to get our stamp here and our black memento ink. And I always like to stamp a larger stamp when it's upside down like this. And then it's going to have a little longer side because that's the 3.5 inch side. So put it on its side and we'll put it at a little bit of an angle. Now this card actually doesn't have a sentiment, and that's okay. It doesn't need one. Not every card needs a sentiment. You could always add in a sentiment later, or you just write on the inside what it is that you want to say. Oh, I think I put my watercolor pencils away because that is something I would do when I need them now. Oh, Lordy. Okay. So hopefully these are the right ones. I did have a package that was broken. And they arrived and everything was broken. And I had tried sharpening them and they just would not sharpen because all the lead inside was broken. So I called Stampin' Up back and I said, hey, these are all broken. I've got pictures if you need them. And they said, you know what, don't worry, we'll send you a new one. So there we go. I'm using the pecan pie and old olive. Stampin' Up is amazing when it comes to customer service and making things right. I mean, it's one of the reasons I just love our company. Love them. I've never had a bad experience calling customer service. They've always been so just so nice and happy and helpful. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting my watercolor pencil and just going over all the veins in the leaves, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, there's no perfection in crafting. And I am going to make this seed pods stick green too. And oh, my excuse me, ooh, my allergies are bad today, which means my asthma kicks in, which means I'm all huffy and puffy because I'm an asthmatic. So anyone else out there suffer from asthma? It was hard when I was in the military, my goodness. Excuse me. That's when it started. Okay, then we're going to get our blender pen, and it's not the ink blender pens like the alcohol based color blender pens. And you're just going to run over where you've put that watercolor pencil, and it really just transforms the look because it is a watercolor pencil. And look at that. So this one I've actually done a lot heavier with the coloring, and you can even pull that color to kind of color in the entire leaf. So let's do that with this one. Let's do it different. I like just playing and just going, okay, I'm going to make this one a little bit different, and I'll show you what I mean. This one I really stuck true to just keeping it, you know, with a lot of white space, but I'm going to color this one more. Let's be different. Next we're going to get our pecan pie, and since we're going to color more, I'm going to go heavy there, but I'm not going to color the whole thing in. I'm just really going over the lines that are already in the artwork, and then I can just do some random lines just like this. I mean, just to have fun with it. Try new things. Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone and just go with the flow. Go with what, let the creative spirit just take over and go for it, okay? Now to clean these, all you do is get a piece of scrap and do that, but this one's actually quite old, and you'll see the nib color will change. They start off pretty white, so, but as long as it still has liquid in it, I've had some of these that are just years and years and years old and they're still wet, so I'm trying to pull them out and use them more nowadays because they were just sitting in a drawer, and I'm like, no, let's get these out and have some fun and play. And you get these different kind of technique colors. You know, this, it gives the card a very different look, or your image I should say, than just doing the blends all the time or doing it with some other color. So okay, how cute is that? I love it. Next we're going to get our green paper and we're going to put it at an angle like this. So we're not going to want to put glue all the way around. So what I do is just kind of put it in the center here. And then we're just going to angle it slightly like this. And when you're doing this, just making sure that it's fitting there perfect. It's not too big. And this one, I think I've angled it a little more than I did the last one. Now this little die is from we used, let me get it, the Lovely and Sweet dies, and it's this little die here. And don't these flowers give little SpongeBob SquarePants vibes? But is that little die there that we've used to cut that out. So you'll get this in the kit. It'll come all together. So the only thing you don't get with this kit is the stamped image on front, and obviously you would have to use what you have to color it, or just put those watercolor pencils in your cart, put that towards your purchase, and then you get this kit for free. You could also, if you wanted to, go this way with this card. Let's do that. Let's be random. Yes, I love it. So don't be like I sound like a broken record. Don't be afraid to be different, okay? Sometimes I have ladies come to my class and I love them all so much. And some are sometimes so just like, oh no, I want to do exactly what you've done. And then I'll have others that'll be like, oh no, I'm changing this whole thing. And I'm like, I love it. But I know that if I really love a card, I will always go, oh, I'm going to do it exactly the same too. So this is kind of off-centered, but to the right. And why not? What do we think? Let's just change it up. Love it. Okay, so that's card number 1. On to card number 2. This paper is just so fun to work with. This one comes, it's already got all the gold splatter on it. How awesome is that? So this one we're doing in a very vanilla card base. I pulled out the very vanilla, thick very vanilla cardstock. And let me hold this. And that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You know I love just a nice easy card base, except when I'm doing fun folds because that's fun. And then we're going to get our DSP, and that's going to be 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. And then we're going to get this die from the Notes of Nature, and I've just run that through to get that. Well, I must have run it this way. There we go. So run that through like that, and that's going to get this like page notebook holes. And then before we go to put it down, we're going to get our fun little splatter stamp. Oh no, where did I put the splatter stamp? Here we go. And that is from the Notes of Nature right here. And we're going to get Pecan Pie. Or pecan. People are always giving me grief because I say pecan. And I'm like, toucan, pecan, same difference, people. Oh my goodness. So we're just going to go a little bit like the, and not all the way to the bottom. And with this, again, I just copied kind of like I looked at what they had and kind of just went with the flow. And it might be different. I might put a little bit more up here. Oh, I might have stamped off on that other one. Let's see. We'll see when it dries, because that looks a lot darker. But we'll see when it dries. So if you want to stamp off, you can. But if not, we're doing it this way this time. Again, there's no mistakes. There's no wrong way to create. It's all good. Well, there is. Have you ever put the stuff upside down, or so you've been decorating and then you're like, wait, the card's backwards? Yeah, there's sometimes. And look at that fun paper on this side. It's so pretty. I just love this suite. I wish I had just used it sooner, but there's just, when the mini catalog comes out, there's so many choices, so much that I want to play with. So we're just going to put that down right there. Then I've got a piece of pecan pie cardstock. Are you all sitting there like telling me, no, it's pecan? I can hear you. Okay, I'm going to use this cute little flower out of the Notes of Nature right here. And this is from Stylish Shapes. And that is the 3rd largest die. And again, we're going to use pecan pie. I'm going to be laughing every time I say it now. Now, this first card I did, you can't really see this a lot, but oh my goodness, I love that just tone on tone. And I want to do like a whole background card. But as I was making this, I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. I just want to do a background card with this whole thing over it. And here you can see I covered it up a little bit too much. So as I make this one, I'm going to try to open this up a little more, bring this down a little more, take that up so we can see a bit more of this. And we are going to go ahead and just glue this straight down. Again, just a little bit in the center and put it a little bit to the edge. About there. Doesn't matter. Well, we're going to have to make room, make sure we've got room to put all our stuff here, our leaves. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to do the leaves. Don't look at that one, it was already done. So, oh, I didn't bring white cardstock. Okay. We have got this stamp, and then we've got black memento ink. And I've already stamped it, okay? We'll just pretend I just did that. Stamp, boom. Okay, die cut. So then we are going to get our aqua painter, right? So we've got a few different little techniques in today's video, just to remind you that there are different ways to color. Now, when you're very first doing this, you want some ink on here, okay? So I gave it what I call CPR. So when it was closed, I took all my might and I squished it together like that. And I like pushed the plastic down, squished it as hard as I could, okay? Now, if you have problem with arthritis, I know how that goes, have arthritis all week on this thumb, you could just get like an inker, you know, ink refill and put, you know, put a couple of drops of that right there too. Or have someone else help you with that. So you've got just water in your aqua painter, and we're going to squeeze a little bit of water, and I always squeeze the water a little bit to the side over here. I don't put it directly on the paint. Why do I do this? This allows me to pull the paint that I need, because maybe I don't want it that dark. Maybe I want it a little lighter. And sometimes you can just test on a little scrap piece as to how dark or light you've got it. See, so that's still quite light. So I can go, okay, let me pull a little more ink and put that in here, because I want it a little darker. There we go. You see? So you can test it that way. So we're just going to color this whole thing in. And the reason I've done the other two already is because in a second I'm going to do a little accent on this. And I was doing it last night. I'm like, okay, this is going to take forever. I know people got things to do, places to go, cards to make, so we don't want to be here all day. And I'm just going to continue to paint. Oh, excuse me, now I got the haircuts. Good grief. I'm going to continue to paint this. Here we go. Oh my goodness, in 2 weeks I'm going to Houston because On Stage is happening. That is our Demonstrator convention where we go and we see new products coming out. Okay, so this part here, I'm actually going to go straight to where this ink is. I'm going to pick some up on the tip. So I want it darker. And I'm showing you why. If you can see the difference here, you see it gives a lot more depth to the image when you highlight. Let me hold that up because maybe, you know, the screen's too far away. I'm going to update my stuff so maybe we can get a little bit better. I can zoom in and stuff. Okay, so we see the difference in that. So we've got that ink just on the tip and we're going to run that down and then run it along the veins. Like, all you have to do is use the lines that are already there as your guide. Like, Stampin' Up! Already does the work for you with all the shading areas. They're like, here, just follow this. Too easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. And so this is why I'm just doing one to show you real quick. And I'm not the quickest stamper, and that's okay. You know, do it at your pace. I have some ladies come to class and they're like, oh, everyone's so fast. I'm like, that's okay. You do it at your pace. Don't feel that you have to rush if you're not, because then you're just going to get frustrated and it's going to get stressful, and no one needs that. We're here to have fun. And like, comparison is a thief of all joy. Remember that. So don't be comparing yourself to other people. I know it's hard not to. I do it a lot, you know. Like, I have been with Stampin' Up! For quite some time. But I'm still, as far as running it for a business, I'm new. You know, like, business-minded. So there's people out there who've got these big, beautiful businesses. I'm not there yet. I'm still, you know, pulling that flag up the flagpole. Okay. I don't know where that analogy came from. I was trying to clean my water brush, but you know what? I'm just going to empty it and clean it under the sink. Okay, so we need 3 of them. Then we've got some pecan pie. Sorry, am I driving you bananas? I'm sorry. I hope not. I'm laughing because there was a lady once saying macaron, and I'm like, it's not macaron, it's macaroon. And she kept saying macaron, and then I found out macaron was correct. I was like, oh. But it was driving me absolutely bananas. So this one is going to be a stamp off. Because look, I'm going to show you the difference between a stamp, when you stamp regular, and then stamping off. Look at that difference. So it gives you a much lighter tone of the color. Okay, so you're going to do 2 of them. And then there is a die cut for those. Okay. It almost gives you like a second color. I mean, and we've got, what, 50 colors? So that's like 100 colors. And then, oh, guess what? If you do it again, look at that. 1, 2, 3. Isn't that awesome? That's like 150 different color variations. So you're going to want the middle one. You're going to want the stamped off one, okay? And then we are going this portion. And I kind of copied just what they had there. But this time I'm going to try not to cover up as much of that. So I'm going to really pull this down. And then we are going to have a little sentiment go across the middle here. So I will put it just a little bit under that. I might just pull that down there. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. So just put it where you want it. Put it where it makes you happy. So I'm just going to stick that there. A little glue on this one. Stick that there. And then I'll use this as a guide. I want to leave a little bit of that peeking this time. Whoops. Still not dry. Struggle bus, here I am. All aboard. Well, that would be the struggle train. Now this one we can do up here, okay? Because I'm going to layer this one like this. There we go. That's what I'm looking for, people. That is what I'm looking for. We're going to put that in there. Here we go now. All aboard. There. That is how I want it, because I want that showing. Now show you what I did on this one. Not so good. I covered it all up, so what's the point? So leave it so we've got that nice little peekaboo sticking out there. Then we're going to get our pebbled path. So there are 4 inks that we're using today, but however, you can switch this up, you know. So if you only have 1 ink, make this all in the 1 ink color. And this says just a little note to say hello. And that is from the Notes of Nature. I'm going to stand up for this one. And we're going to pop this. I could have made this like an 1/8 of an inch smaller, and I think I will. So when you get this, sorry, just had to change it. This little piece of Very Vanilla is going to be 3 inches long, and I had made it 3/4, but I'm going to go ahead and make it 5/8. My brain had to think for a second there. So I'm just going to trim that little extra piece off of it. Yes, there we go. So you're going to get that. It's going to be by 5/8. And then it just felt a little bit big to me. Okay, that's crooked. Don't worry if it's crooked. Turn it over and hope the second time it works out better. And if not, we'll just put it on anyway. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. Again, it's always harder stamping, you know, like out in front of you than straight down. But that's just an excuse. So we're just going to trim that off there and there. We're almost done. And we're going to pop this here. And dimensionals. Oh, I like this one so much better. Okay. Look at that. It just looks, to me, it looks better with it a little thinner. So what I'll probably do is pull this one off and redo that because it's just stuck on with dimensionals. And I just do like that, a little bit more thinness in that. So that's card number 2. Card number 3. Oh my God, I feel like I've been yelling or something, or that I'm sick or something, but I don't feel sick. Excuse me, it's just my voice. Oh my goodness. A little bit of that hot stuff. It's not so hot anymore, but it's still delicious. Okay, so this may be one of my favorite ones, and it's so easy. So in the piece of paper, the DSP that you get, there are, it goes like this. So there's 2 of them, 2 of them, 2 of them. Now, when I cut this up for everyone who orders for this card, you're going to get 2 random pieces. So you might get these 2, you might get these 2, or you might get these 2. Okay, it's going to be a combination. So you might not necessarily get that pattern. You might end up with these 2. You might not get that pattern. Okay, it's going to be random. And remember, I used to be a little preschool teacher, and it's you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, right? So just know that it could be random, but all 3 of them are gonna look so pretty. So this was Pebbled Path cardstock, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and everything will come cut ready for you. And then we do have a piece of just basic white for our inside, and that is 5 1/4 by 4, just standard size. Now you could stamp something on this, you know, make it cute. Also stamp your envelopes, make them cute. Just make it your own. Okay, then we've got these 2 pieces of really super cute DSP. I love the font on these, and there is a upside down and right side up. I don't know what it says. I can't read that. It's too small, but it's just like some script. Okay, so there is an upside down, right side up. These are 1 inch by 4 1/4. So it's, you're going to go 1 inch high by 4 1/4 wide. So when you're cutting it, you don't want to cut it this way, because then you're going to have, when you go to lay it down, your font's all going to be going the wrong way. So just make sure you are cutting that the correct way before you cut it. And then we're just going to put this up here. Now in the catalog, they had like the whole back piece covered. And I was like, but as you see, this covers nearly the entire card. So I kind of just, I've never really just put a strip and then it's just blank card and a strip, but I'm digging the way it came out. So I might be making more cards. You might see this more often with just a strip of that DSP poking through at the top and the bottom, because I liked how it turned out. I liked the visual look it gave. Now how easy is this? You're just going to plonk this right down. Now I am using dimensionals on this because I do want to give it, look at this paper on the back, I just love it. I do want to give it a little bit of depth, because it's almost like a reverse frame. I'm like, I don't know what I want to call it, but it was just a happy thing as I was, you know, I was casing, and I'm like, no, let's change that. So even just changing one small thing, I mean, it's fun to do. You don't have to do exactly the same. So we're going to pop this on here, try to make it as even as possible. We'll see what happens. Looks about good. And look, it's already got all the splatter on here. Now on theirs, they did put some cork on it. I did not. I was like, why are we going to put cork when we already have this beautiful splatter everywhere? Then we are going to get this Pebbled Path die, and let me show you. Oh, I'm dropping stuff on the floor over here. It is the Lovely and Sweet dies, and it's this one right here. And it's really cute. I love it. And then we're also going to use this little one die here. So you do have to run it through 3 times. I know, I wish I had like extra how they have all these flowers. I'm like, why couldn't we have an extra leaf die? But, you know, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. So this is going to be in Lemon Lime Twist, and this is going to be in Pebbled Path. Now what I'm doing is putting dimensional on because I'm going to put that here. Then we're going to put just a little bit of glue on that little stem there. That's all you need. We'll put one underneath there. I'm going to put this other one. I really, really love this card. I just love it. Oh, I put so much on that, you know what, I will wipe that and then I'll have enough for 2. And we're going to put this one about here on top. Bring it over a little bit. Oops. Oh, it's going to make a hot mess. There we go. That's okay, because we're covering that part up in a second. And we're going to put this one there. And now I have glue everywhere. There we go. So next we're going to get this little bit of trim. And again, this is the 3, and this is already by the 5/8. I had used it before, and that's why I knew that when I made that other card, I actually trimmed it down. I was like, oh, I just like this so much better. So we're going to use pecan pie, and let's see if I can get this one straight. Ah, little crooked. Oh, I can live with it. And then we're going to get our ends. I'm going to trim this just a little, and you'll just eyeball this because we just want a little banner cut here, like that. So I always cut in the middle. Now we do have a punch where you can just put this in too, but if you don't have the punch, this is how you would do it. So you cut up the middle, and sometimes it's not exactly in the middle, and don't get hung up on the small stuff. Just ignore that and keep going. Okay. So 2 weeks from now, like on your card class for that week, what there is going to be is an email ordering special. If you want to get on my email list, then go into the comments in the description of this video and get on my email list so you don't miss out on that email sale. And that's it. Look how cute. Love it. If I received that card in the mail, I would be so happy. Personally. Now, again, I cased these, you know, from the website, so I can say that. Not the website, from the catalog. Oh my goodness, sometimes. Are you loving this paper? Let me know what you think in the comments about the paper, about the suite. Do you have it? Is it on your wish list? Today is the last day of celebration, so if you're watching this on February 29th, 2024, today is the last day to get those free products from Stampin' Up. You could also join my team, purchase that starter kit, and put this entire suite into your starter kit for $99, but you get, oh no, you can't put the entire suite. You cannot go over the $125 unless you're doing it the way you're getting the extra $30 in product. So you could put this entire suite in your cart. Or you can put most of the suite in your cart and then also get a glass matte studio, which is a $60 value. Okay, this is thick basic white cardstock. It's 8.5 by 5.25. 5.5, sorry, scored at 4.25. Our DSP, we are gonna use the entire sheet, and it's gonna be 5.5 by 4.25, and that is gonna be 5.5 wide. I mean 5.5 high, 4.25 wide. This is a directional sheet of cardstock. I mean of designer series paper. These flowers do have a direction to them, so if you cut them wrong, your flowers are going to be going sideways, or you'll now be making a sideways card, which you could do. So just watch the directionality as you're cutting your designer series paper. Now, of course, when you get the kit, I've already cut it for you, so you don't have to stress that. All the heavy lifting's done. You just get to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so we're going to do some more Stampin' Off, and we're also going to do another technique, which is a little bit of a retro technique, but we're gonna bring it back. So we've got a piece of basic white cardstock that's 3.5 by 4.5, and then we've got pebbled path. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. So sorry about that. That was loud. Then we've got this fun field notes stamp, and so you can get any like image that you have currently and ink it up, and we're going to use that pebbled path, and we're going to stamp off, and we're going to put this up in the corner. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be in the exact same spot. Like, just let your creativity flow with this, okay? Then we're going to get Pool Party. And we're going to get this big, fun, I call this like a waffle cone stamp. That's probably not what it is. It's more like a ledger. And we're just going to pop this about here. Don't have to be precise about it. This is what I like about this card, is you can kind of just go with the flow, go with what makes you happy. Then we are going to get, where's my leaf stamp? Oh no. did I put it away? Because that would be something I would do. I have, oh, it's right here. Here we go. So we're going to put this in garden green, and we are going to stamp off because that's very dark, and we're just going to randomly put it about here. Looks good, right? Then we are going to pull our, give this a quick clean. Let's put that garden green away. We're going to pull this stamp back out. And again, in the pool party, we're going to stamp off, and we're just going to bring this down here. Voila. So again, just go find some different random stamps. They don't even have to come from the same stamp set. This is if you don't have this set and you don't plan on getting it. This is the Notes of Nature, but it's so fun, so versatile. Love it. I love it. Then we are going to get, I've done some die cutting, and this is garden green, and then these are die cut from this exact same paper. I'm going to show you the little dies in the set so you know exactly, if you want to recreate, then you can. Okay, so this is the Notes of Nature dies, and I've used this one up here in the garden green, and then 2 of these and 1 of these. All right. Okay. Next, we are just going to pop these down. So I just put a little bit of glue on the back side. My glue's not coming out. There we go. And these can be random. Doesn't matter where you put them. Put them wherever makes you happy. I'm going to put them there this time. And this time I'm going to put, I noticed the last time I did it, my little one got covered up a little bit. So I'm going to put it this way this time. And I love this. It's like a little tree, but it's just a little branch. And you could put a little dot here and here. And then I'm going to cover it like that. Now, if you wanted to, you could get some twine there and add that as well. But next, I'm going to show you a technique that you might have forgotten about, or if you're new, you'll be like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. So we are going to get this stamp, thanks for making me smile, and some Post-it note. I got this from Amazon. It's the 1-inch size, and it is repositionable. So, you know, you can stick it down, pull it off. We're going to mask off the rest of the words there, okay? Because all we want is thanks inked up. So we're going to get our toucan. Sorry, I'm having too much fun with this. You're gonna put that on there, and you're gonna stamp that. And don't worry, you're gonna get ink on this. Remember to take it off. If you leave that on and stamp, that is going to make a big smudge. You don't want a big smudge. Okay. And then, again, I'm trying to do this. I'm going to bring my head in here. I'm going to do it sideways, because I'm going to line up that part of the stamp and just put it here. Oh, we'll see how that works. Oh, wonderful. Okay, that's exactly what I was going for. Then, we're simply going to cut it out with some snips. Okay, so we're just going to cut that. We're going to cut that. So you're just going to use a scrap piece of white paper for this. And again, you could do this with any stamp that you have. And it doesn't have to be this small. It could be a larger one, because you could put a larger sentiment on here. You could put a happy birthday. You could put whatever you want. That's the beauty of creativity. Then I'm going to get a dimensional. I don't know where my minis are, so I'm just going to cut this one in half, because we're allowed to do that. It's okay. There we go. And then we're going to pop this. Now this time, last time I put, oh, don't put it upside down. I put it more up here. I'm going to put it across that stem just to cover that up, because I don't like the look of it. Now, this is another technique. It's called distressing. And we're going to get your snips, your scissors, and we're going to run this along the edge. I always like to come down here in the middle. And you're going to rough it up. So sometimes you're going to put a little more pressure to get it where it's a little more. Like I did there. And you just go around. I always find it better if you like, when you're pulling one way, it seems to just work better for me than to try to go back and forth. But whatever works best for you, just be careful and don't poke yourself. So that's the most important part. Take your time. Let's not get any blood on our card. So be careful and just take your time, and you're kind of just pushing it and tearing it up. And it is a fun technique. We used to have a tool years ago that did this for you, but they stopped selling it because it kind of like goes in paper crafting. Like they bring out a tool, then everyone buys it. It's high in demand. Then everyone has it, so they get rid of it. And then you get a whole bunch of new people to paper crafting. And they're like, oh, wish we had that tool again. And because I only try to use current products in my videos, so that is why I'm not pulling that tool out. And because you might not have that tool, so I want to use what you have. And I'm sure you've got a pair of scissors somewhere in the house if you're a crafter. Probably you have those special craft scissors that your family knows, do not touch my scissors, because those are my crafting scissors. And you know, that's fighting there. If you come for my craft scissors, then you're coming for me, and we're gonna have issues. So there we go. So you can make it as distressed as you want. And I really just love it. I think it's such a fun technique. I'm going to have to clean this up. I've made quite a mess. And then I'm going to put dimensionals. And we'll do 6. And pop one in the middle. We can do 5. No, I like 6. I really go a little bit extra with my dimensionals. But I don't want it like flopping in the middle. So sometimes I'll even put one here and one here. But I'm a little excessive sometimes. Now the dimensionals don't come in your pack, know that, or you need to provide all your own adhesive for your kit. And then we'll just put that at a little angle. And here I don't mind, yes, we're covering up this beautiful paper, but there's a lot of it still showing. So that is almost card number 4. We are going to go ahead now and put some of these super cute little corks on here. Adhesive-Backed Cork Rounds. And you're going to have your big one, then a couple of littles. And we are going to try to group it in like 3. And these are so easy to put on. Pop! Look how cute. I love it. So this is our Casing the Catalog this week. And now you know how to make these wonderful cards using the Nature's Sweetness Suite. And again, you've got 2 different stamp sets that we're using. The Notes of Nature and the Lovely and Sweet with their coordinating dies. Now remember, if you don't have the die, okay, maybe you just have the stamp, you can still fussy cut that out. The same goes with that. These die pieces are going to come in your kit already. So that's all coming. The only thing you're not getting is the imagery. You're going to do that yourself. Okay? And you'll get this ribbon. Oh, it goes this way or this way with that one. Which one do you like better? Is it portrait or landscape? Yes. Okay. That's it. I hope you liked this week's video. Happy Happy Leap Year Day, February 29th. Don't forget celebrations, so get those last minute orders in today to take advantage of that special, both with free stuff from Stampin' Up or purchasing the starter kit and getting those free extra goodies in your kit. Okay, and remember to place your order using the stamp code, I can't talk today. Place your order using the host code in the video description by March 6, 2024, midnight Eastern Standard Time, to get your kit mailed to you with a $40 or more purchase. Okay, have a great one, guys. I'll talk to you.